Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kim, and today's video is about how I film and edit my YouTube videos. I know a lot of people are starting to get into YouTube and trying to better the quality of their videos, so I thought I'll come up here and share with you my equipment, the camera that I use, and my whole filming setup. This is going to be the most basic overview on everything, but if you guys like, I can do more detailed, in-depth videos on each of the parts. Just comment down below and let me know. Also, everything that I mentioned in this video is going to be listed down below. I'm going to try to find links to everything. That way you can just scroll down and see what I'm talking about, compare prices and things like that. So starting out with the camera, you don't need something that's super expensive. You just need something that can film good quality videos. I know that a lot of people nowadays are even shooting with their iPhones, but what I recommend is getting a DSLR, which is a digital single lens reflex camera. Those are the cameras that you can take the lens on and off, and I suggest this one because it's something that you can grow into. As you grow into your channel and the type of videos that you want to produce, you can invest in lens and more accessories and build on your quality like that. The two brands you'll hear everyone talk about is Nikon and Canon. Those are the top camera companies out there, and they're basically the same thing. It's all about your preference. You'll hear things like Canon T3i, T5i, Nikon 3200, 3300. Those are all basic entry-level cameras that do the same thing. I wouldn't get sidetracked about like what's new out there. I would more focus on the features that the camera provides, and that's the way that you can save money by getting something that's used or something that's an older model. The camera that I use to film is the Nikon 810. It's a professional full-frame camera, and I wouldn't recommend that for someone just starting out. I got that because I do photography outside of YouTube, so I needed something a little more advanced. But the camera that I used to use for my older videos is this Nikon D3100, and I don't think they sell this one anymore, but you get the 3200 and the 3300, and I think those have flip screens. This one doesn't have a flip screen, and the camera that I'm filming on now doesn't have a flip screen. I know some people want that feature, but for me it wasn't a big deal. I had this camera for about 4 years before I upgraded. And I'm going to show you guys the settings on the D3100 because I feel like most people have cameras on this level, and I think it'll be just more helpful that way. My advice for getting affordable camera equipment is to get it off of Amazon, and I wouldn't get one of the kits either because I feel like most of the stuff in the kits you won't need, or you're going to want to swap it out for something better later on. So I'll just get the camera by itself, and when you're buying the camera, I would buy the body separate from the lens. Most entry-level cameras come with a 18 to 55 millimeter lens, and those aren't really the best. The lens that I use are the 50 millimeter 1.8 and the 35 millimeter 1.8. The millimeter is the focal length, and the decimal number is the lowest that the aperture could go down. When investing, I would invest more into the lens because that's what does the most improvement to the quality of the image is the lens. The lower that decimal number means the more depth of field, which ultimately means more blur behind the focal point. I know like the kit lenses, they usually go down to 3.5, and those aren't really that great for getting that nice blur in the background. That's why I chose to get a 1.8 aperture lens. So there's lenses like the 50 millimeter 1.4, 1.2, and those are really great, especially for photography, but those are really expensive, and I think you get the same effect by getting a 1.8, which is way cheaper. Another thing that you'll need on your lens is the ability to autofocus. It's almost impossible to film yourself, especially if you don't have a flip screen with a fully manual lens. I don't like my cameras fully automatic when I'm filming because I feel like it can be kind of distracting going in and out of focus. So what I have is a remote. Most cameras you can get a remote that comes with it, and you could take pictures or focus yourself from a distance. And this one is for my Nikon 810. My Nikon D3100, I had to actually plug in the remote into the camera and use it that way. But I think this is a good way to get focus for your videos, and also a good way to take photos of yourself for your thumbnails or just regular. With DSLRs and filming, there's 4 main things that you have to set into your camera before you begin. That's shutter speed, ISO, aperture, and white balance. So the first is shutter speed. So under the movie settings, you can choose the size of video. I recommend choosing at least 1080 for good quality YouTube videos. And here you see FPS, that stands for frames per second, and here it is 24. Whatever your frames per second is, your shutter speed should be double that for like a smooth, natural playback. That's like the basic rule. Double the frames per second. When shooting video, I recommend shooting in full manual mode. That way you have more control of the brightness of the image. To control the brightness, the only things you should adjust is the ISO and the aperture. That's where a good lens comes into play. The lower the ISO, the better, and the less noise. The noise is the fuzz that you get when the ISO is super high. The lower the aperture you get, the more blur you get in the background. So you mainly have to just play around with those two and find a happy medium. So now that your exposure is set, you can move on to the white balance. There's auto, incandescent, cool, cool white, direct sunlight, and other ones you can see here. You just pick the best one that fits your circumstances. You won't look too yellow or too blue or too red. I find that auto usually works best for me. So now you're ready to film. The next thing you're going to need is a tripod. And these don't have to be expensive at all. They just have to be durable enough for your camera and lens. This is the one that I have here. For lighting, I find that natural light works best. And we are back. For lighting, I feel like natural light works best, but it can be kind of inconvenient because you have to film at certain times of the day, and days like today where the lighting is going in and out, it just doesn't look that good. I also have softboxes and a ring light, but in most cases I like to mix natural light and the artificial light. Today I'm using 2 of the softboxes and natural light from the window. If you'd like to see a more in-depth video on lighting, just comment down below. For audio, I usually use the sound that comes in the camera, but for voiceovers, I use Voice Memo on my iPhone, and it's just a free app that came with the phone. I record it on my iPhone, and I email it to myself and edit it that way. So lastly, for editing, I use Final Cut Pro. I feel like it's very user-friendly. I like it a lot. The only thing is, it's only for Mac users, and it's not free. If you have a Mac and you want to get a free software, you can use iMovie, which comes with your Mac, or if you have Windows, you can use Windows Movie Maker. If you have Windows and you want to invest in a little bit of software, I recommend Adobe Premiere Pro. That's like the most universal video editing software out there, and you can buy that like a monthly subscription with the Creative Cloud, and that's really good as well. Premiere and Final Cut aren't free, but I'm sure if you do a little searching online, you can find a download somewhere. So I wanted to show you guys the setup that I have today. I have my camera straight in front of me, and I'm just sitting here on a chair. I have a softbox right here on my right, a softbox a little bit above me on a 45-degree angle, and the window light coming in from the left. So I have light coming in from this side, and a little bit above me. This one is up high above my head, and it's tilted at like a 45-degree angle, and this is what separates me from the background, so the background has like darks in it. Over here I have a ladder. Of course you don't need a ladder, but oh yeah, excuse my messy guest room, but the ladder, I have my phone right here, and this is recording my sound. I put my phone sort of near my mouth, that way it could pick up the sound easily. Also have my remote here, my notepads, you can stay on topic, and just give you like a nice overview look of everything. Of course, everything's gonna be listed down in the description bar that I use. This tapestry, a lot of people ask me about it. I got it from Urban Outfitters, and this was in the background of my old bedroom, so I just used it here as like my video setup for today. But yeah, this is what it all looks like. So yeah, that is it for the video. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and share it with somebody. I know when I first started filming and trying to find videos like this, it was kind of hard finding like straight to the point videos that covered everything. So if this helped you, please share and help someone else out. If you would like, please subscribe to this channel and follow me on my social media. I'll leave it somewhere here on the screen. And yeah, if you guys have any questions about anything, please leave them down below. If you want me to do any video requests, please leave those down below as well. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.